Hello, Bookie Crushers! I am back with 7 more picks in Major League Baseball for today, May 7th, which happens to be my oldest son's birthday. And this morning he was very excited because he got a Dallas Stars jersey with Maverick Bourque's name on the back. This is one of his favorite players because his first name is the same as my son. Also, he played his junior hockey with the Shawinigan Cataracts, which is my favorite team. And my son also got the chance to meet him in person. So he was really excited to get his jersey so that he can practice with his jersey next winter. Alright, so let's start by recapping yesterday's plays. I gave you 7 picks in Major League Baseball and we ended with a total of 4 wins and 2 losses. So as you can see at the top, we won the Rangers money line and also the under in this game, which gave us a $172 profit. Again, we're always assuming that we are risking $100 per play to track our performance. We missed on Clark Schmidt over 4.5 strikeouts. He finished with 4, unfortunately. The Braves won in extra innings. It was not very easy. The Tigers-Colorado game was postponed. Then we won on the Angels to win straight up against the Jays. They put many runs on the board in the bottom of the 8th inning for a comeback victory. And finally, we missed on the over in the Mets-Diamondbacks game. So in the end, we finished with a profit of $121. Again, from risking $100 per play. And in case you're wondering, what was yesterday's LOBSTER bet? The LOBSTER bet is the best wager across all sports, in my opinion. Well, after going through a slump, we bounced back with an easy winner. Max Strauss from the Cavaliers to get over 4.5 rebounds. And by halftime, he had already collected 5 rebounds. I think he finished with a total of 8. So that means that so far we have collected 10 wins versus 4 losses. And a $100 gambler has produced a gain of $443. So, by the way, today, earlier this month, I sold a package for the entire month of May. Or you also had the chance to buy a weekly plan. Well, the week is over. The first 7 days in the month of May are over. So I am opening a package for those of you who want to sign up for May 8th until May 14th. So for the next 7 days. So you can check out the link below. Just follow the link below in the comments to sign up for this package. Alright, now let's start with today's first free pick, which goes to the Cleveland Guardians to win outright in Washington. They are slight favorites today. It's worth noting that yesterday these teams played a doubleheader. In the first game, the Nats prevailed 10-9 before getting smashed 9-1 in the second game of the doubleheader. And now Cleveland qualifies under a betting system called the blowout number 1, which goes like this. Bet a team that won its previous game by a margin of 8 runs or more if they are facing the same opponent. Well, Cleveland is facing the same opponent as yesterday, and they are coming off a victory by a margin of exactly 8 runs. So that's one of the reasons why I am making this bet. But it's not the only one, because I don't rate this betting system very highly following some recent poor performances. It generated a lot of profit when I first developed it by using a data set from the 2010 to 2016 seasons. But then, starting in 2019, I started tracking every single day the performance of my 19 MLB betting strategies, and the blowout number 1 has not fared well. And so far this year, it has obtained 12 wins versus 18 losses, so it's not going well once again. but I still use it if I like the matchup. So as I've often explained, I use my system picks like as the first step for my handicapping process every day. And then I may consider betting teams that fit under the description of one or more of those systems. For Cleveland, Logan Allen is starting. He owns an ordinary ERA, which sits at 4.02, but he gave up 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 of his past 5 outings, so things are trending up for him. On the other side, we have Michael Soroka, who is really hard to trust. He has been quite bad since 2023, and this year he's been often injured. In fact, he has made just 1 start, and that occurred in Toronto. In that game, he gave up 4 earned runs in 5 innings of work, so I don't trust this guy at all, and we're getting a very reasonable price on Cleveland. As you could see from the screenshot, the best line I found an hour ago was minus 125 in American format, which is the same as 1.80 if you are more familiar with decimal odds. My next pick concerns the Mets D-backs game, and I'm going to take a stab once more at the over. More precisely, I'm taking over 9 runs at plus 100 odds in American format. The Mets offense, I think it's going to bounce back after putting just 1 run on the board yesterday. Merrill Kelly has been quite hittable this year, and he has experienced some leg cramps in 2 out of his past 3 appearances. Also, it's interesting to note that Merrill Kelly has faced the Mets 5 times in his career, and in those 5 career starts, he owns a 1-4 record coupled with a 5.23 ERA. So it does not look like he likes to face this foe. Now, Arizona's offense just faced Senga, who is starting for New York. That occurred 6 days ago. And Senga gave up just 1 earned run, but he labored through 4 innings via 87 pitches. So he was able to limit the damage by squandering just 1 earned run, but it was not easy. And I think that today the D-backs will find a way to tag him for several runs. Alright, now pick number 3 qualifies under a betting system that is graded 4 stars out of 5, which means I value it a lot. It is among my top 8 or 9 betting systems out of my 19. It's called the Stingy Pitchers. It recommends betting against the road team if they won their past 2 games by allowing either 0 or 1 run in each of those victories, and if their money line today is smaller than plus 150. Alright, now if you focus on the Texas Rangers, they are the visiting club today, and they won their past 2 games by allowing 1 and 1 run in those victories. And their money line today is much smaller than plus 150. If you are more familiar with decimal odds, we're talking about having a line that is smaller than 2.5. So by following the rules, we must fade Texas, which is why my next pick goes to Boston to win straight up. Just like the Guardians, they are small favorites with a line of minus 120, which equates to 1.83 in decimal. Now, by the way, it's interesting to note that this betting strategy has generated some positive gains in each of the past 3 years, which is great. And so far in the 2025 campaign, it has produced an 8-5 record. So we are on our way to another winning season, although it's far from being over. Now, Tyler Mahle has been superb for the Rangers this season. He is second in Major League Baseball with a 1.19 ERA. So that makes it a pretty scary bet. But the Boston starter, Tanner Houck, can go toe-to-toe with him. He has the talent to do it. Now, his current 6.38 ERA is scary, but it was very inflated by a game in Tampa where he gave up 11 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings. That was awful. Now, he was rock solid last year, and so far this season he has recorded 30 strikeouts versus 12 walks, so he is trending up. And also, 10 of his sinker pitches in his last outing touched 97 miles per hour, so his velocity is on the rise, which is another good news for us Boston bettors. Now, my next pick concerns that same game. I'm taking a player prop bet, more precisely, Tyler Mahle to record at least 5 strikeouts in Boston. Well, this season, if you would have made this bet in each of his 7 starts, you would have obtained a 3-4 record, which is not so good. But the good news is that Boston has struck out the second most times in the majors this season. In fact, they have been struck out 340 times, which is just 4 behind Colorado, who has been the worst club in the league in that category. Now, I am seeing a tight pitching duel with Tanner Houck, and both lasting for a while on the mound, so that should give Mahle a lot of opportunities to rack up the punch-outs. So again, I'm taking Mahle to get over 4.5 strikeouts in that game. So that's pick number 4 for today. Okay, it's time to move on to my 5th betting pick in Major League Baseball for May 7th. And it goes to the Yankees to win straight up against San Diego. Now, the Braves fans must be lamenting after losing Max Fried. I'm not sure that management did enough to keep him. And after signing a $218 million contract, he is paying big dividends for the Bronx Bombers. So far this season, Fried has presented a 6-0 record along with a 1.01 ERA, which is the league's best ERA among qualified pitchers. Meanwhile, the Padres will counter with Dylan Cease, who owns terrible numbers. His 5.61 ERA is bad, and his 1.60 whip stat is even more dreadful. Now, I would like to mention the fact that New York fits the snap winning streak betting angle that has not fared great in 2025, but I'm not losing faith because it has performed so well over many years. Let me remind you its rules in case you missed them in earlier videos. These rules are very simple and yet super effective. Fade the visiting club if they have lost their last game after winning at least 5 in a row. Now, in the current case, the Padres won 6 consecutive contests before getting demolished 12-3 yesterday. Now, I know that the Yankees have been up and down lately, but last night's convincing victory should boost their confidence, so I like this pick here where the Yankees to win straight up against San Diego. Now, the odds are relatively low, which makes it a bit unexciting, but to me the line should be even smaller than this. I feel like there is a bit of value here. Alright, my sixth pick concerns the White Sox versus Royals game. And in this AL Central Division matchup, I like the over to hit. More precisely, I'm betting on over 8 runs to be scored. Now, as of now, the weather is uncertain, so hopefully the game will not get postponed. So Jonathan Cannon gets the nod for the White Sox. He owns an acceptable 4.26 ERA this season, but his 1.45 whip stat, which is well above the league average of 1.30, suggests that bad things are going to come. Also, he has picked up 32 Ks versus 17 walks, which is a very bad ratio. He is set to start against Houck for Kansas City, who is a fine pitcher, although his current ERA and whip stats are the highest figures that he has obtained since 2021. Now, I don't necessarily expect Chicago to destroy Houck, especially given their pretty weak offense, but Houck is not invincible, and I feel like the White Sox could contribute to the scoring, and they will contribute to the overhitting. By the way, and this is just a lean, it is not in my list of picks, but I would personally consider going with the Royals with the run line. Alright, let's end with pick number 7 concerning Detroit versus Colorado, and you won't be surprised by the pick if you watched yesterday's video. I'm going back with the Tigers and the -1.5 run line. We have some very reasonable -110 odds right now on this betting market. So I made this bet yesterday. The game was postponed due to inclement weather, so I am back to it today. Detroit has been playing some very solid ball lately, which is reflected by their 7 wins across their past 10 contests. Now, Colorado is the worst MLB team by far. They have obtained just 6 wins this season, so by far the lower total in the big leagues. So to me, this is a game that I like a lot. I think the Tigers could win very easily. It's also worth noting that the Tigers offense has scored at least 7 runs in 4 of their last 5 games. And now they are playing at the hitter-friendly Coors Field against a reeling starting hurler for Colorado. So I really love this bet as well. So that's my 7th pick. So there you go. Let me show you for one last time my 7 picks of the day. The Guardians to win straight up, over 9 in the Mets D-backs game. Now I'm also taking the Red Sox to win outright against the Rangers, while also taking Tyler Mahle to collect at least 5 strikeouts in that game. I like the Yankees and Max Fried to win against the Padres. If you prefer to go with the run line to get better odds, that's okay to me. I'm going to be a bit more conservative by going with the money line. I also like the over to hit in the White Sox-Royals game. And finally, I think the Tigers will win by a margin of at least 2 runs. So that's it for today for my 7 picks. Again, don't forget that I am offering a package where you can get my lobster bet for the next 7 days. So it does not include today, but starting tomorrow, May 8th, you would get my lobster bet for a period of 7 days. So you get 7 picks. And again, this is the best wager across all sports. I have already posted today's play, by the way, if you are one of those who have subscribed. So just follow the link below in the comments to grab this special package. Remember that so far this year, we have obtained a 10-4 record. And before that, during fall, I offered my lobster bet in the NFL. At the time, it represented the best value wager every single week, and we got a 7-2 record. So if you combine all of this, this means we've had 17 wins versus 6 losses. So we've been dismantling the bookies with the famous lobster bets. So join the fun and let's boost your bankroll together. Now, as I often do, I will take a break from making a baseball video tomorrow. So I see you again on Friday. Thank you so much for watching. I see you again very soon. Cheers, guys!